Welcome, cinephiles, to an introductory episode of Real Talk, where we're diving into the world of film and its impact on society. I am your host, Josh Bell, and today we're embarking on a nostalgic journey back to the 1980s to examine the societal and cultural differences in films from that era compared to today. The 1980s were marked by a diverse array of cinematic offerings, ranging from blockbuster hits to thought provoking dramas. However, as we revisit this era, it's essential to acknowledge that not all films have aged well by today's standards. Some films from the 80s, while popular at the time, are now recognized for their problematic portrayals of race, gender, and sexuality, from racially insensitive stereotypes in comedies like 16 Candles to the objectification of women in action films like James Bond and Indiana Jones. These movies reflect the prevailing attitudes and biases of their time. Additionally, many films perpetrated harmful stereotypes and tropes reinforcing outdated notions of masculinity, femininity, and cultural identity. Movies like Porky's and Revenge of the Nerds often relied on crude humor and offensive stereotypes, contributing to a culture of misogyny and exclusion. Today, as we reevaluate these films through a modern lens, it's crucial to recognize their shortcomings and engage in critical dialogue about their impact on society. While some may argue for historical context, others advocate for accountability and the need to challenge harmful representation in media. Fortunately, contemporary cinema has made strides in addressing these issues, with filmmakers and audiences alike demanding greater diversity, representation, and authenticity on screen. Movies like Get Out, Black Panther, and Crazy Rich Asians have challenged traditional narratives and reshaped the cinematic landscape for the better. As we reflect on the films of the 80s and their legacy, let us not shy away from confronting the uncomfortable truths they reveal about our society's past and present. By acknowledging and learning from the mistakes of the past, we can strive to create a more inclusive and equitable future for all. Now, let's take a closer look at the films we'll be exploring in this short section of the season of Real Talk. First up, we'll look at 16 Candles, the classic teen comedy that captured the angst and awkwardness of adolescence. However, some aspects of this film, particularly its portrayal of certain characters and themes related to consent, might be viewed differently in contemporary times. Next, we'll discuss Revenge of the Nerds, a comedy that gained popularity for its underdog narrative. However, the film contains scenes that are now criticized for promoting non-consensual activities, prompting discussions about consent and boundaries in comedy. Moving on to Short Circuit, a science fiction comedy that introduced us to the lovable robot Johnny Five. While the film was praised for its innovative special effects, the use of racially stereotyped characters, particularly Fisher Stevens' portrayal of an Indian character, might be seen as offensive by today's standards. Our next film, The Toy, tackles the controversial premise of a wealthy man buying a black man as a toy for his son. Widely regarded as racially insensitive, this film invites discussions about power dynamics, privilege, and racial stereotypes in media. Last, we'll examine Soul Man, a comedy that follows the journey of a white man who uses tanning pills to pose as an African American in order to secure a scholarship. The premise of this film is highly controversial and likely wouldn't be accepted in today's climate, sparking debates about cultural appropriation and racial identity. As we revisit these films, it's important to approach them with a critical eye and an awareness of the social and cultural context in which they were created. While they may contain elements that are problematic by today's standards, they also offer valuable insights into the evolving landscape of cinema and the changing attitudes of society. So join us as we navigate the complexities of these films and explore the broader themes and issues they raise in our upcoming episodes. That's all for today's quick episode of Real Talk and our introduction. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time and cinema. Until next time, keep watching, keep loving, and keep those reels rolling.